Fraudulent conversion. Conversion that is committed by the use of fraud, either in obtaining the property or in withholding it. And then there's that negligent conversion. Yes. Now, considering the amount of fraud involved in the arrest that I've experienced, yes. The fraud of the issuing of the protection orders, right. I'm thinking that you have a conversion that is committed to use of fraud. You've obtained some property of mine or you're withholding it. hmm Now, for all of you that said, well, no, we're not. Yes. We don't have anything that belongs to you. You know, if you find that you're wrong, I think it's a lot worse as a tort lawsuit. See, police and sheriff's departments are paid to enforce the laws. Yes. And as I was telling you about that commercial tort lawsuit involving conversion and fraud, yes. If you converted anything that belongs to me because of your use of fraud, yes, I'm going to sue you for the actual ownership of all the property of the county, approximately $2 billion. Yes. And the fraud of saying that I was in Brennan, and the fraudulent use of mental health evaluations, yes. And the fraud of dismissing the case because you said I was a persecutory delusional, yes. I will sue this state for $200 billion if I find out, yes, well, actually, I'm going to sue you for it, but I will reiterate the lawsuit, yes, that if you are withholding anything of value from me, it's conversion, it's the fraudulent conversion because you have obtained my property and you're withholding it. Now that causes me to think of Arizona, yes, and the water of Arizona, yes. Now, it could be the Bush family, George W., Pearl, Laura, and then there was H.W., recently deceased, Ooch, Barbara, and then there's Jeb, Pooch, and then there's Dick Cheney, Ouch, Donald Rumsfeld. Why don't you get me the whole administration of the Bush administration during the 8 years? Yes. I want to know every employee that worked in the executive branch of the United States White House. Yes. For the whole 8 years that George W. Bush was elected president. Pooch. Now, I find out that any employee of the federal government has any knowledge of anything that belongs to me. Yes. And you're supporting this fraud, and the conversion. Yes. Because they refuse to do what they're commercially obligated to. I will sue. I will sue for the actual ownership of every piece of property in the Bush family. Yes. Because I'm kind of thinking that when my grandfather died in 1988, he might have been involved in the treasury, but I'm thinking that he did have water to the place that he was living at. Yes, he did. And as much as you say that they probably had a regular old city line out there in the Yuma, Arizona, I think he had a well. And when I think about going out there and talking with him, yes, big old Polish guy that drank too much beer, yes, I think that I'm right now. Now, for every fucking fuck,